Coming up this weekend, we've got the first North American trials that will qualify athletes for the 2019 ADCC World Championships. This is the first opportunity for grapplers to get their ticket to the big show next year. Going to break down quickly the 66 kilogram division first. Now, this is one of the most stacked divisions, I think, of the entire event. There's a big list of names in there, a huge division, many matches to win gold. We're just going to highlight a couple of the main names, the favorites, the dark horses, and the disruptors. Now, I got to go with John Calistine is my favorite to take 66 kilogram gold. He's a Renzo Gracie team member, a noted leg locker, an excellent technician with the lower body submissions, not training at the main Renzo Gracie Academy. He's based outside in places such as Queens and Brooklyn, but a very, very hot prospect and definitely one to watch. Reed, what you got?
Absolutely. Like you said, this is such a huge event, such a badass event. This is really, I think, genuinely the toughest tournament that has ever been put on in North America. Just especially this 66 division. It is so stacked with so many names. Very, very difficult to pick out a favorite. But I am going to be going with Nicky Ryan, of course. Nicky Ryan placed third in 2016. I like him to come back. He's matured a lot. You know, he's a few years older now. He's been through the system. He even went to ADCC Worlds. He has that experience. You know, I like him to come back this year and take the gold. I think he's going to do it, and it'll be an impressive fashion.
The only problem with, of course, 66 kilogram is that there are a number of hopefuls aiming for that gold medal, that one ticket available per division. And there's a ton of guys representing Renzo Gracie. You got a bunch of guys, you mentioned Nicky Ryan and John Calistine. They don't train in the same gym, but they're part of the same team. Then you've also got guys like Ethan Krellinston, for example. He's part of the extended Danaher family as well, not to mention Frank Rosenthal. So a lot of hopefuls there, a lot of big names, definitely all aiming for that top spot. So kind of a pick 'em as well.
Absolutely. And you know, another name that pops out to me in terms of kind of like a dark horse is this guy, Jason Hayden. A lot of people don't remember that Jason made it all the way to the finals in 2016, and he's actually submitted Nicky Ryan, who I just named as my favorite to win the tournament. But Jason Hayden owns a submission win at ADCC trials over Nicky Ryan. So I really, really like this guy, Jason Hayden. I'm sure he's been putting a lot of work into for these upcoming trials. I like Jason Hayden to do really well. Keep an eye on him.
Well, speaking of dark horses, there are a number of big names also, who slid into this division who could shake things up quite a lot. And guys such as, for me, Ray DeLeon, also known as Ray out of 10th Planet East Coast. He's a guy with a lot of experience on the local no-gi scene, which, as we know, is very strong in the Northeast. He's competed on events such as Rise Invitational, and he's definitely not a guy to count out. And then, of course, there are many other names that have gone on there, such as Adam Benayoun is a well-known technician, fighting now at a 50-50 Ryan Hall's Academy in Virginia. And let's not forget, you got the Ruotolo twins. Now, those are dark horses, because who knows what those guys can bring to the table. These are teenagers still not eligible to fight in the adult divisions as part of the IBJJF. And they're going in as brand new blue belts, pretty much. They're going to be competing in a tournament with heel hooks, with slams, and the whole shebang.
Absolutely. Ty and Cade, these guys have been, really running the kids tournaments, into the ground. These guys fight all the time, it seems like, and now finally they're getting that step up in competition. They've been training at Atos HQ for many years now, and so I think they're definitely ready for this jump up. It just it's such a stacked tournament, so it's hard to know exactly where they're going to fall in there, but I like them to do well as well. And then another guy who I've been really keeping an eye on lately these days, who I think I'm going to choose as my kind of wild card, is Keith Krikorian. He's a guy undefeated this year. He's had a phenomenal year, won quite a few Onnit invites, a lot of the Finishers Invitational. He did really well. So Keith Krikorian is a guy who I think is going to do well this tournament. He's a real dark horse, real wild card in this. So there's so many names though. There's so many names. It's hard to narrow it down to just a few. But there you go. There's a lot of good names in there. If you haven't looked at the list, it's so stacked. It's crazy.
It really is. And I want to throw one more wild card or a disruptor, as we like to call them, out there as well. It's a young man by the name of Salvatore Guerrero, fighting out of American Top Team in Florida. He most recently won gold in the lightweight division at Nogi Pans in September. This guy's got a really good wrestling background, of course, submissions as well, trains with a really strong camp down there, and I think with the ADCC rules especially favoring guys who can fight for top position, get those takedown and penalizing the guard pullers, he's another guy who could go into this division and shake things up a bit. Definitely. Full from top to bottom. This division is so much fun.
60 guys signed up in this 66 kilogram division. Like I said, definitely one of, if not the toughest tournament in my opinion, in North America. So many guys have the potential to win this. 10 to 15 guys, I think, have a potential to win this. Cole Franson is another name in there that we didn't mention. Just so many guys. I'm going to be there on the November 3rd, so I cannot wait to see how this one unfolds.